Hi,
Oh,
welcome. Hello, everyone. I have Dr. Linda Loudon with us here today, and she's got a pretty exciting event coming up, and I am honored to be a part of it. So we'll get into all of that in a few minutes, but I would like to welcome you. If you did come to the summit last year here in Williamsburg, Dr. Loudon was in attendance and she was part of the panel. So you probably got to hear from her from there, as well as at the coffee talk. So she might be a familiar face or a new face. So for anyone who does not know who you are, can you please tell everyone who you are, what you do, and we'll expand on there.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Amanda. It's so great to be here. Um, so I'm Dr. Linda Loudon. I've been an ER vet for over 23 years, an integrative ER vet. And I I took my career and I pivoted a few years ago to create online businesses. And I did that because I had reached a breaking point in my career as an ER doctor. I loved being an ER doctor and still will from here and there, but my breaking point was that it was very clear to me what was happening to our pets, that lives were getting dramatically shorter, that there was a huge uptick in cancer. They were getting cancer younger, so much chronic disease, so much skin allergies. Every dog had a skin allergy symptom coming through the door. And I could see that what was happening in the general practices or decisions that were being made at home were getting them into my ER. And a lot of times they were getting to me too late. I could educate the dog guardians to change some things, whether it was diet or limit their vaccinations, stop the pesticides. But a lot of times, a lot of these cases, because I'm the ER doctor, when I see them, they're at their worst.
Yes.
And I had so many cases where I couldn't save them. But if they had known me a few months before, a year before, I could have. And so I knew that I needed to get in front of a larger audience. I needed to get in front of the guardians, because the guardians are going to be who is going to change our industry and the standards of care for our pets, because our vets aren't quite there yet. I love my associate vets. I have so much respect for veterinarians. It takes a lot for us to get where we are in our careers, and our careers are tough. And so no disrespect to my fellow veterinarians, but we don't learn a lot of the things that holistic care, nutrition, any natural remedies, we don't learn any of that in vet school. And if we do, it's very minimal. And then we get a little bit brainwashed when we get out from the big pharma and the big kibble companies and maybe the companies that we end up working for. And so we have to learn a lot of that stuff on our own. I had to realize that if I wanted to be a healer, a true healer, I had to learn nutrition. I had to learn holistic care and integrate the holistic care into my ER work. And so I couldn't talk to my associates. I couldn't change things at that level. I was hitting a wall. And I was like, I got to get in front of these guardians. I got to make a change. It was in my heart to do it. And so I started my online business. I have the Canine Experts Academy, where I teach business to other like-minded entrepreneurs and professionals so that we can all raise our voices and be heard in this space and collectively make a change, because I know that I can't do it alone.
No. I also want to say hi to Kim. Kim from Natural Pet Essentials is in the audience, and Kim owns a pretty awesome store in Charlottesville. And if you're in the Charlottesville, Virginia area, make sure you stop in and say hello to her. And she's looking forward to this weekend with you. So I think a lot of people are looking forward to this weekend with you.
Oh,
So
good.
I think it's really cool, though. You know, you're an ER doctor, and you don't really see a lot of the integrative care going into the ER world. And I love that. And I think it's so cool. And I've heard many stories from you, from, things that have come up in your practice before. And I don't know, it's just really cool to see it, because in the ER, you're right. You're very focused on you're trying to get out of something that's catastrophic is about to happen. But like you said, probably in a lot of cases could have been prevented
Mhm.
with things that people just don't know about, you know? And I again, knowledge is power, which is why you host your summit. It's why I host my summit. And, you know, the more tools that you have in your toolbox to prevent things and to help our pets better, the better off your pet will be and will be too, because it sucks losing a pet. I just lost one a couple weeks
Mhm.
ago, and
Mhm.
it's been
Sure.
gut wrenching. And she was really, really old, and quite frankly, there was nothing we could do. I mean, Grizzy was a hospice dog that lived for 2.5 years and was only supposed to live for a couple of months. But I'm grateful to know that I had a lot of tools in my toolbox and know people like you and other experts in the industry that were able to help me get those 2.5 years versus
Mhm.
only a couple months. So really, really appreciate what you do. It's very
Mm.
important and much needed. So, but yeah, so welcome on. That's a little bit about you. We could probably talk for hours about everything that you do, but
Mm.
what we do want to talk about is you got something pretty cool kicking off tomorrow evening,
Yeah.
and tell us about it.
Yeah.
You can give us the brief thing, and then we'll get into it a little bit more. But
Awesome. Yeah. So it's the Canine Leadership Summit. This is our second annual summit. I decided to do this last year, and I had no idea what I was doing last year, but I was like, I need a summit where I can bring together the community of the leaders in this industry. Again, because I realized I'm not going to change this on my own. We all have to come together to do it. And there's so many canine nutritionists out there who have so much knowledge. There's all these dog moms and dog dads who maybe have had a tragedy, saw that they could have done something different, and now they want to incite change and they've gotten knowledge. And holistic healers, other vets that are out there who want a bigger voice and want to start their own businesses. And that's what the Canine Leadership Summit is about. It's about bringing the leaders in the industry, those who have figured it out and are doing well, to share their journeys and share their secrets and insights and tips so that we can bring everybody else up with us and collectively change the way we care for our dogs and cats, because the crazy cat ladies are going to be there.
yes, oh, we love Jay and Adrian here. They were here at the
Yes.
summit last year, and so knowledgeable. And I know that the two crazy cat ladies, but I would like to point out that like a lot of the stuff that they do does apply to dogs as well. And in fact, our store manager here, she's got a hospice dog right now that's got some urinary issues and tumors and whatnot, and she's using some of Jane Adrian's products that are for cats, but they're working great for her dog too. So don't count them out if you don't have cats, because
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, a lot of things cross over.
Yeah, absolutely. So how does the summit work? Like so it's an online summit. So for those of you that are not familiar, like the summit that I host is an in-person, like you come to my event, like you're there all day. Yours is an online one. How does it work? Is
Yeah,
it live? Can you go back and rewatch it? Like, how does it work?
yeah. So it's live. We only have, I think, maybe one speaker who is going to be out of the country, who's going to be recorded. Everybody else is live, which makes it really fun. So it's very interactive. It makes it logistically a little bit more difficult, but much more fun. It's going to be great. We're going to have giveaways. Speakers have given some amazing gifts that we're going to be raffling off during it. It's music. It's like an in-person event. Like, I've been to every Tony Robbins event there is, multiple times. And so that's the event I see in my head and I'm used to. And that's what I make this summit like. Like, it's music, it's inspirational. We have inspirational videos that are you're going to leave each day like feeling awesome and ready to take action on what you've just learned from the summit. So it's going to be it is like no other summit that you've seen online. I've had some people be like, "Oh, I'm kind of over the summits. They're all the same online. They're free." This one's not free, so that you know the value and you get there and you have some skin in the game and you show up fully. That's the only reason that I charge for it. And yeah, it's like you
You
have to.
can be in
It's
your
an
pajamas.
experience.
So
Yeah, and you can be in your pajamas, get
with your
all your
dog
stuff
in your lap,
ready.
and
Yep,
so that I think
doing
is
the
a bonus
party.
to an online summit. How many speakers do you have over the course of the several days?
We've got 20.
Whoa.
I know, and we had 8 last year. My team is like, "Really, Linda? I think we might have went a
20.
little overboard this year."
You can't go overboard. Again, the
No, I
more
was
you know,
excited.
right? Like all the knowledge that you get from everybody.
Everybody
So
has different perspectives and different gifts that they're gonna bring.
yeah, I mean, I think for the price for to hear from 20 experts is pretty amazing. What kind of topics do you foresee people, talking and the various speakers talking about?
Well, we've got, Dr. Judy Morgan is gonna talk about how she's created, a holistic empire pretty much, and give some secrets, and so is her daughter Gwen, who's gonna talk. I can't wait to hear her talk 'cause
Love Gwen.
I love her too. She's so great. She's got a great brain that I would love to pick.
Her
So
daughter is just absolutely adorable. So, not that she'll be part of it, but I gotta throw her in there.
but they've got a good thing going, and I wanna learn what they're doing behind the scenes because they obviously know what they're doing. We've got my dear friend Noelle Feuder from Switzerland is kicking it off on Saturday morning, and she is the one that people still talk about from last year, one of the ones where, she's from Switzerland, no one knew her coming in, and then everybody remembered her.
Awesome.
She's a behaviorist, a dog communicator. She's gonna share this, crazy story about how she went over to Romania on a job and then decided they need a shelter. There was like some awful things going on with dogs there, and the things that she went through in order to make that dream happen.
Oh
Like
wow.
it gives me goosebumps just mentioning it. So she's going to talk about that. She talks about mindset and will bring us through a meditation to get us set up for an amazing weekend. We're going to talk about, we've got people talking cocoa therapy is going to be there. Four-legger Melissa and Podega are going to do a panel about products and how they brought products to market and that process. You're going to be talking about how to do that in-person summit if you wanted to do that. Rita Hogan is going to talk about publishing your first book and getting your knowledge into a book and what that process has been like for her. And it's everything that you can think of that you could take your knowledge and do, we're going to talk about. All of those topics are going to be covered about how you could package your knowledge and start an online business. So whether
So
you've already got that business, there's things you can add to it, or it'll give you ideas of where do I want to start.
So here's a question, and this might be off a little bit, but let's say I've got someone tuning in right now and they're watching and they're just a pet parent and they have no desire to do anything in the business. They've got a job, they've got all this, but why would they want to, listen and tune into this? Like, because I think there's going to be a lot of valuable information there that you can take away that's not necessarily business driven. Do you
Yeah,
have
yeah, that's a great question. Because I have my Dog Mom Society as my membership, and all my dog moms came last year, and I was surprised because I was like, oh, it's about business. I didn't think they would come. And they get free tickets. So they were like, oh, yeah, we're coming. And they got so much out of it because one, you get to hear this backstories from
right?
each of these speakers who maybe you follow for years, you're learning from, and then you get to get a little bit more personal with them and learn about them this weekend, which I find really interesting. That's one of my favorite parts of it. But they're also going to share some health tips. Like you're going to find out more information about their products, why they work, why they picked those. You might find new products that you might want to try or new techniques or treatments that you might want to try with your own pets. And yeah, and then you have like Isla Fishburne and Noelle, who I just spoke about, who talk about the bond, like how to elevate your bond and your connection with dogs and how that is going to help you elevate their health. And so they're two, I'm really excited about their talks because it's not just going to be here's a topic about business and here's what you have to do. it's deeper,
Right.
and you're going to leave that you're going to leave with a lot after those.
Well, I'm excited for my talk because, this will be the third year that I've done the More You Know Summit. And I,
Which blows my mind, by the way, because last year was my first year going. And when I was like, it was amazing. And then I was like, this is only your second year doing this? What?
I
Yeah.
also had no idea what I was doing the first year too. So,
Right? But
you
that's a
you
good
live and you
lesson,
learn, and
right? You just figure it out.
you just figure it out. But I do think, from this standpoint of people, they're like, you do this event and you charge this money for this event. And, it's not, an inexpensive thing to attend for my event or for yours. Let's be
Mhm.
serious. It's basically what the cost of going to dinner these days is, and you get a lot
Mhm.
out of it. So I think it's definitely something that is worth putting to. But like, I don't think people realize, with myself, like I don't have an event planner. I don't have an assistant. I don't have
Mhm.
anyone who does that. Like I'm running this store, every single day with all the things that are going on in here day to day. I have two little kids. I have currently 10 animals in my house. Um, and then put the summit on. And I don't think that when people realize like what all goes into it, I mean,
Yeah.
it is kind of soul sucking, to be quite frank, but it's so worth it. And like,
Mhm.
when you can like sit down and listen, and then you hear people talk about, I had no idea about that, or gosh, I wish I would have known that when I had, my first dog, or I have a friend who's going through that. I don't know, it's just such a rewarding experience. And I think for, I can definitely say for myself, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for you, like we don't do these things for the money. In fact, I will be lucky to break even from my events.
Yeah.
They're just really just trying to get information out there and bring experts to the area so people get to hear in person, or in your case, bring experts together in one place where everyone can listen to and engage with. And I think these things are so needed in the community, because also, our veterinarians, they're tired. There's not enough of you guys.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people are picking it as careers, and it's hard to get appointments, and it's hard to get on the phone with somebody. So the more things that and the tools that you have, I just think the better, everyone is. And if you want to make a business out of it, even better. We need more people in our world, that are, bringing these things together and helping people learn. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited.
And it's good for us too, right? Isn't it? Like, I feel like it's good for us because we come together
Yes.
in this community, and it just reminds us of why we're doing this, and it inspires us to do more and build our relationships to be even stronger.
And we learn so much from each other,
Yeah.
so much. I mean, it's, I'm very lucky that, I have a lot of numbers in my phone that if I have a question or need help with something, I have the resources. And so I'm a little bit luckier than, some people. That's why, it's good to do these things and to learn them. So I think it's exciting. So how much is the summit, for the Canine Leadership Summit?
It's 197, but we have a 20% discount, so that
Yeah.
that goes
So you
down to
guys, if you're
157.
watching and you want to go to this, and you should, because you're going to learn something,
Yes.
in the comments here, I've got the link to it. But use this code; it'll get you 20% off of the summit to go. And then so the summit starts. When does it start?
It
VIP.
starts Friday night. There's a VIP. You can upgrade to VIP,
Okay.
and that start kicks off tomorrow night at 7, and it's from
Okay.
7 to 9. And that's going to be fun little, it's going to be more laid back and get to know each other. And we've got two big prizes that I'm giving away that night. I'm going to
That's
give away my
perfect.
1 hour business strategy session that's usually $350
Wow.
to a VIP winner. I'm also giving away one of my Canine Experts Launchpad courses, which is my full business course. I have the Canine Experts Academy, which is my 10-week, really intensive business course, teaches you from A to Z everything to start your online business. My academy, you're in there with me 2-3 hours a week live, going through each module. My Launchpad is for those who are not quite ready to go all in on the academy, but they want to get their feet wet. They want to start learning business and see if it's right for them. they get all the Academy modules in the Launchpad. They just don't get me. So that's a $497 course that I'm going to give away to a VIP on Friday night. So that'll be really fun. And I'm also, what I wanted to do in our VIP is I wanted to do some breakout rooms and get my VIPers who are serious about this weekend to get 3 things that I really think every business person really needs to know. And I'm not going to say what they are because I don't want them working on them yet. But I want to give them that foundation that we're going to get this clear tonight, and you're going to start Saturday morning like ready to go and feeling like, okay, I know where I'm going with this. So we're going to have some fun breakout rooms. I'm going to talk through these 3 points that I really want them to get. We've got a virtual booth where we'll have Dr. Rob is going to be there. Someone from Ruby's Feed Reel is going to be there. And then Dr. Ruth Roberts will be there as well, just to talk about products and answer any questions.
Awesome.
And yeah, and then I'll be doing we have a really amazing video that we'll be sharing Friday night. So that's our VIPers. Our VIPers also come to our lunch on Sunday, which is also another great experience.
And then how are the segments going to be planned out like throughout the day? So like what does Saturday look like? I buy a ticket for Saturday. I'm sitting at home. What does this look like?
Let me pull up my schedule. I should have done that. Let me pull it up.
I was going to ask you all these questions. I should know all the answers to these questions, and I don't.
I should know the answers to these questions. I'm running the dang thing. So here it is. All right. So Saturday, I open, and then we've got Noelle from Switzerland, and she's going to talk about harnessing the wisdom of your animal guides. This is a full course she does in that, which is beyond. And she's going to talk about enhancing your business intuition and decision making by using your guides. And then we've got Dr. Ruth Roberts talking about building a certification program with purpose.
Love her.
She's great. She's great. And then we've got the break, Julianne Lee, who I also adore. She's
Adored Beast, you guys. If you're watching this, you've probably bought some Adored Beast in here. So
gosh, she's built such an amazing business.
She really
that makes such a difference. So she's going to talk about moving past fear when you're starting your business, which is so important for us to really become successful.
Yes.
So I love that she chose that. Like she chose that topic and really wanted to talk about it. So I can't wait to hear what she says. Then we're going to have our panel discussion about building a successful product-based business. And that's going to be Melissa Boland from Four Legger, those amazing pet shampoos.
We have those in here.
Yep. Coco Therapy Girls, Carissa and Carmina, talking about coco therapy. Their products are amazing. I use them for my dogs. And then Charlie and Larry Pruden, who are lovely, lovely people. Talking
back in the U.S.
Yeah, back in the U.S. from Dubai, and they're talking about Bodega, although they're not actually back in the U.S.
Well, they're not?
Their businesses, they just left for Thailand, and they're going to be
quite the travelers
from Thailand.
That's awesome.
I want their life.
Yes.
And then Angela Ardolino from CBD Dog Health is going to talk about building a business around a critical need.
Okay.
And share her story. And then it's you, 2:45. Write this down, Amanda. You're on it. 2:45.
2:45. I need to put that in my calendar. I will be there, though.
And you're going to talk about how to organize and execute a live summit that sells. And even though the sales aren't making you any money,
we just want to fill the room. We want everyone to learn.
Get the people there. Get them there so they get what they need. And then it will be Dr. Judy Morgan. Gwen Campbell's next. And then we've got Carrie Hyde and Michelle Allen.
Okay.
And I put them together. They're two of my closest friends. I adore them. And they are such intelligent women. And they have so much that we can learn from them and their experience. And so they're talking about bridging that gap between the patients and their clients and their guardians, and kind of helping that guardian. And this one is going to be really good for those dog moms and dog dads too, to really understand how you affect your dog's health, your emotions, your
1000%.
perspectives.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
then how to get around that if you're trying to coach them.
Yes.
So that is going to be really, really impactful. And
Well,
then we've got Jay and Adrian to finish it up, which I thought would be a fun way to finish it
so
up.
much
Because
energy. I just wish I could just like bottle
right,
just a quarter of their energy.
they're like the happiest people I've ever
I
met.
know. I
So
know.
awesome.
Well, it's like
To
sunny
be
all the
around
time where
them.
they are, and it's warm, you know.
Yeah, that might be it.
Right.
They're
That
great.
probably is part of it.
It's looking pretty gray here in New York.
Yeah, same, same, same.
Yeah, so that's day one. And then next day we've got Odette Suter, we've got Judy Morgan, Amy Rentz from Goodness Gracious. We've got our VIP lunch, Ruby from Keeping It Real, and then Dr. Rob from Real Mushrooms, and then Rita Hogan to finish up the day on Sunday. Like amazing people.
Yes,
It's gonna be so
yes.
great.
Well, kudos to you for being able to pull all of those people together. That is a lot of awesome people with a lot of knowledge, and to get everyone to agree to 2 days or even 3 days, all in the same, kind of thing
Yeah,
is pretty amazing. So, because they all these people have really really busy lives, and
they
running
do.
their businesses or running veterinary clinics or whatever it may be, selling
And
items. So,
it speaks to them really caring about this mission, right? That
right.
we all have the same mission. They're like, "Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yep.
We'll make time." It just shows how amazing our community is.
So it's awesome. Well, if anyone has any questions, you can ask away, but
Mhm.
don't forget the link to the tickets is in the comments section. And again, don't forget to use that coupon because it's 20% off. You can
Yes.
also reach out to myself for the link. If you can't find it, you can reach out to Dr. Loudon. It has also been in the Nautical Dog email blast for the last couple of weeks. So I'm so excited, and thank you for doing what you do. And yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend for you.
Yes, it'll be busy but awesome. And thank you for agreeing to join us and taking the time out of your busy schedule because I
I'm
know
happy to do it. Happy to
I mean,
help in
I
any
don't
way
know
that,
how you do it, but
a lot of coffee,
yeah,
and some
you
wine at
just do it, right?
night.
You just do it. Coffee
Yeah,
in the morning,
just
wine
do
at
it.
night, it's fine.
We're good. We're good. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining. I hope I see you guys at the summit this weekend.
Yes,
And thank you to Dr. Loudon for everything that you do. And it's going to be great. I hope
yes,
you all
it's
have a great weekend.
thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for having me on. Bye, everybody. See you at the summit.